What's up, y'all? It's Rudy Rodriguez with Rodriguez Production, and y'all here watching What's Your Hustle podcast. Tune in.
What's your hustle? What do you do? Here to bring money and attention to you. A lot of people want to know, you gotta give them the truth. Here to run the numbers up, we about to go through the roof. What's your hustle? What's your hustle? Here to talk about your grind, how you spend your time. We done brought you to the show, you gotta speak what's on your mind. What's your hustle? What's your hustle? What's your hustle? What's your hustle? Yeah.
Check this out, y'all. We got Rudy Rodriguez here with us from Rodriguez Productions, aka Drowsy. And before we hop into this podcast, let them know where they can find you at, bro.
Well, you can find me on all platforms at DROWZ_Y. That's for my personal, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, DROWZ_Y. And then everything else is Rodriguez Production, no S. And that's right here, RODRIGUEZ. And then a dot production, PRODUCTION, on Instagram, Facebook, or you put .com at the end of it after Rodriguez Production, and go check out the site. Show some love. I know y'all tuning in to my boy Cory Pringle, man. It seems like it was meant to be, bro. Like, ever since we connected, bro, our energy matches and just bounces off each other as soon as we get in the room. Anywhere we at, anything we doing, we just bring the liveliness out of each other. Like, bro, we just gotta get it going. So then, like, our energy, our charisma just bounces off of each other. And so, like, when I say things like that, a lot of people don't catch them or understand them. And then people like you that really acknowledge what people say and, you know, really dissect what's going on is a breath of fresh air, bro, because it's like speaking to myself, speaking to my brother, like, man, bro, I can't wait to share everything I know to you so you can use that for your advantage, and likewise for me. Like, we just bounce off of each other, bro, and it's just like, you can't get that through everybody. Not everybody understands what you're saying. Not everybody understands what you're really talking about. And it's just like, you don't got that same energy. But when we come together, bro, we just make stuff happen. We literally met, and like 2-3 weeks later, we went to Atlanta and did a MTV crib shoot for one of the biggest producers in Atlanta. And it was just like, shout out GT Films, man. It was crazy, bro. It was literally crazy. So like, ever since then we met, bro, we just been going, taking off, bro. And it's just like, just because of that reciprocation of energy, bro. Not everybody can do that. So if you got two in any room, we can be anywhere. We just versatile.
Right. It's about that iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? And not looking at your brother as competition. You know what I'm saying? Because it's enough money out here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you gotta realize. Like, if you look at the credits of a movie, it's not, you don't see just the director and just the actors and actresses. It's like hundreds and hundreds of names, because it takes that many people to make something that big work. So it's about coming together and seeing the bigger picture. And so you got to see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
I swear, bro. And it's just like some of the cheat codes we pass to each other, like whether it be a book or insight on a stock, like we literally pass them back and forth, gems. So like when we just got together, we naturally just adapted and was just like, you know what, bro, you my brother, and I salute you just as much as you salute me, because, bro, you work hard as hell and you make this shit look good as hell and easy, bro. Like, and we got the same mind state of when it comes to money, bro. Money is nothing, bro. It don't mean nothing. We could lose it all tomorrow. We gonna still bounce back, still grind, and still get it. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people see money and they let that revolve the relationship. If you actually just forget money, forget financials, and just, you know, we ride shit out no matter what it is. You my brother, I help you, you help me.
Right.
The sky's the limit, bro. When the check come, we know we gonna break each other off, but we ain't worried about that because the check's gonna come. We just gotta keep working, bro. We just gotta keep grinding, keep elevating each other so that we get to that next level. And it's like, if you ain't there, come on, bro, I got you. And it's vice versa, bro. And it's like, that's the way a relationship should work. That's the way it should be. Not everybody understands that. They got tunnel vision on the wrong things. They don't understand the bigger picture. They don't understand working for free. They don't understand the grind. They don't understand me sharing advice to you to help you out, not to just be greedy and be like, man, I know this little secret that's making me money, but I ain't gonna tell no. But man, get out of here, bro. Selfish, bro. It gets you nowhere. I want to share my brothers. I want to share with everybody. Let's go. Let's do this together, bro. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. So, man, take us back to the very, very beginning before you actually became an entrepreneur. Like, what was life like for you?
So at a young age, I was very observant and gifted and noticed that things happen different for me. And me noticing that at a young age, I just maneuvered different and realized my talents very early. And just, I played football, basketball, and I was enrolled in these things very late on because my mother was a single mother, and you know, she was working a lot and all that stuff. So when I did get put in these sports late on, they'd be like, man, you really good. This your first time playing? I'm like, this is my first time playing, this and that. And people were like really opening their eyes like, man, you're really gifted. So then I started realizing like, you know, God really did bless me so many ways. And then started going through life and just seeing how everybody else maneuvered. And it's like, you know, I don't want to maneuver like that. I learned from everybody around me because I had so many versatile, crazy things happen in my life that like I had to tune in. And if I didn't, it was going to be a road to destruction, jail, death, anything in between. Like, and that's just being 100% honest. And so being that young and observant, it made me realize that, you know, a lot of people had financial problems. A lot of people had emotional problems. A lot of people's energies were just everywhere. So like, I really steered to the people and to the things that made me happy to get me out of that depression and out of that moat, out of that aura, that energy of life. So like, naturally, us growing up, bro, like we get the tendencies of our parents and stuff like that without even trying or knowing, whether it be depression, bipolar, whatever. We try to we see it, try to avoid it, but naturally it just comes on us, and we be like, man, I'm depressed and this and that. So I had to fight through that and bounce back after high school, just because like sports started going down the drain. I messed up my back and this, so I had to reevaluate my life and figure out what do I want to do. So then I started going to the workforce, and I was like, this is not for me, bro. Like, I could just tell it wasn't for me, bro. Like, didn't like having a boss, didn't like people telling me what I had to do all the time. I knew I was great at everything I did, so like, why am I getting paid so little and getting so little recognition? And people were like, oh, you're great, this and that, but I ain't getting nothing to show for it. So then it's just like, you know, got tired of working for other people. So then that's when I realized, like, it's time to do something for myself, bro. I'm tired of seeing all the struggle. Life doesn't have to be so hard and complicated how everybody makes it. And I think that's the difference, is like, we were never taught to meditate. We were never taught about stocks. We were never taught to ownership, about LLCs and all this stuff. So like, it's foreign to us. We don't understand it. And people that don't understand what they're talking about, they just, he ain't talking about nothing. They goes in one ear, out the other, you know? So it's just, I had to teach myself, and that's where it came from, bro. That's where the entrepreneurship came from.
So, when did you hop into video production or photography first?
So at first I started with photography. I wanted to master photography because that's like really what I enjoy and I'm passionate about. I love photography. But then I just started seeing like markets and started paying attention to different things around the city and what people really needed and what they wanted. And I was like, man, the wave is actually video. Like, I got to push myself past just photo. If I'm using this camera, I better learn how to do both, be versatile and do whatever. So that's why when people were like, so what do? Do you do weddings? Do you do this? Do you do that? I do a little bit of everything because I taught myself a little bit of everything. You know, they say a man of multiple traits isn't a master of one, but they don't ever finish that quote. So the actual quote has an ending that they don't usually put on it. And it means that you may not be a master of everything, but it's better to be a master of multiple things than to be stuck in one thing and then that not work. And then you have to restart. So, it's all on the eyes of the beholder, and you determine what success is for you. You determine what happiness is for you. So, I'm just doing what makes me happy.
So how did it feel when you got incorporated, when you incorporated your business? How did that feel?
Man, it was the biggest blessing and the biggest eye opener that I ever did. Like, I always started little things and never really finished them, and it kind of started taking a toll on me. And that's what everybody thought this was gonna be, just something else that I started and really didn't pursue and finish. But when I actually put the LLC into play, when I actually started traveling and doing things, and people started seeing the progression, how quickly it happened, they were like, man, he really does take this serious. This is really what he want to do. So it's a blessing, bro. I can't even complain. God's been blessing me all along the way, because everything I do with pure intentions, and that's it. And God does the rest.
Do you think it's important that people go about doing business the legit way, like you did, like getting the LLC, EIN number, Dun and Bradstreet's number, and doing it the right way? Because some people just man, I'm just out here, I'm hustling.
Man, let me tell you this, man. Uncle Sam don't play about his money. If you think the plug don't play about his money, Uncle Sam coming 10 times harder, and he gonna wait till you straight slipping. You think you chill in the clear, 10 years later, I'm chilling, bada bing, bam, he knocking, it's time to pay up. So let me tell you this, man, I'm from the streets, and I don't say that proudly, bragging, nothing like that, but let me tell you that, man, you gotta do it the right way. You gotta fall in love with the process, with anything. So I look at this photography and business as the streets, as the hustle. So you start from something small, and you gotta gradually work your way up. You gotta go through the progression. You gotta go through the steps. You gotta fall in love with the steps. If not, it's gonna get all taken right from you. And why would I, or anybody should say, jeopardize putting all their money and stuff in the baskets into business for it to be illegitimate? And you can do that on the streets. You can do that with something else. You can do that with anything. The whole reason to do this is to get out the streets so that I could have something to hand out to my kids. They could do whatever they got to do with it, and vice versa. I want to show them and be that, I want to be that person they look up to, so that, we all on the same page. We want to own things. We want to be entrepreneurs. We want to own businesses. We want to continue to grow no matter what it is.
So when you come from the streets, you only around street people. So, but now you a businessman, and now you're around the owners, the Microsoft, and just all type of crazy things. So, what did you do to prepare you to be in a room with people like that?
So I treat that kind of like I'm in the streets. When I'm in the streets, I read everybody's character right off jump. Just like if you go into a different hood or something, you gotta be ready for whatever and be observant of your surroundings, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's the same thing in the business world, but this is 10 times higher. The biggest time I ever took my biggest L was trying to mix business and pleasure, and it took everything I had, but made me smarter to know that the legit way is the way to go. If you got paper, you got that contract, you got everything written down that you need, you gonna be covered. You straight. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. In the streets, you ain't got nothing but this, or you taking an L, bro. And so I use that street smarts in the business concept, because then I could read what type of person that I'm really talking to. If you really trying to maneuver, I know manipulators. I know manifestors and people that try to get over on you. So I read that, and I'm gonna let you think you playing me, but in the end, I already know what it is, bro. I already know. I'm 2-3 steps ahead of you, and I'm gonna be waiting for you right there at the finish line. Like, what's up? I'm ready for you.
So, in business, you gotta be a strategist. Like when we was in Atlanta, we was like, all right, so we go here. If this happen, we go do this. Like, you gotta be thinking too. It's chess. What we saying, baby?
Playing chess,
it's
not
chess.
checkers, man. Strategic.
Yeah. So how do you put yourself in that space? Because, and I guess what I'm saying, in order to be to strategize, you gotta be a good thinker. You gotta take time out to do that. How do you make time to do that in your busy schedule?
Honestly, so when I feel any sense of overwhelming, any sort of depression, any sort of anxiety, I deal with all these emotions just like everybody else. But what everybody else doesn't do is take the time to themselves to actually breathe, feel your body, feel what you got going on, meditate. Your body's never gonna lie to you. Your emotions ain't never gonna lie to you. So if I'm able to control myself and my emotions, I can control myself in any situation at any given time in an instant. I can change from being the business to real hood real quick just because you gotta be that. You gotta be sharp. If you aren't sharp on your toes, people are gonna start noticing what you're not sharp at and try to get at you. Get in your pockets, do this, do that, whatever. So you gotta, I treat my life very strategically because I know there's a lot I could lose. So I have to take that time out to myself to breathe, meditate, make sure my energy's good. I'm only bringing in good energy. Anything that tries to interrupt my energy will get repelled because I already know it's coming. I'm just waiting for the next one. What's up? What's up? Get out of here. What's next? Thank you, God. Let's go. Take a breather. Let's do it again. What's next? I'm ready.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So how did the meditation come into play? Is that,
man, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Meditations would change my life. That's what altered everything, going from just like okay and not knowing and just up in the world, just anything, you not knowing what's going on. It just put that on a straight path. Like, I know I'm going to succeed. I know I'm going to success. I know these things are planned out for me. Like, once you meditate and control your mind, your emotions, and your spirit, all these things intertwined at one, you know your path, you know your future, you know what's going to happen, you know that you're set up for success. And when you do that, you manifest things out of thin air. When you meditate upon things, you move mountains, not just hills, not just roadblocks. You are moving mountains, things that you never thought could happen. I'm talking making weather change. I'm talking things that you be like, man, how the heck did that happen? Literally money falling in your lap out of thin air. Like, how did this happen? It's all because of manifestation, thought, and meditation. And that's where it came from, bro. That's the difference.
so would you say that you manifested the life that you are currently living right now?
I would say I manifested it. I put in the work. I put in the hours. It didn't come overnight, bro. I didn't believe in meditation at one point, but God showed me something and brought someone to my life. Shout out Gerald Simpson, because you got me back on the path, bro. When I got derailed, I didn't think meditation was real. I didn't think it was. I just thought it was just something that helped out. But it's like working out, man. You never stop. You just keep going. No matter how fit, how much you feel good, you always want to feel better. You always want to break through new barriers and do different stuff. So I believe that I manifested it, and I did the leg work and the thought work through the manifestation. So it all was just like, and then now when I try to meditate on something, things happen rapidly. Like, I think of something, meditate on it, and it's just like, it's crazy. When I meditate and do these things, I do it with pure intentions. I'm not doing it out of greed. I'm not doing it out of spitefulness. I'm not doing it. I don't care. There's no emotion involved. It's doing it off of pure intentions. And that's the difference. And that's what took me from here to here so quick.
What's some of the things that you did to get you to where you are right now? Because you said, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of hours. What does it really take to sit in this chair that you in? Like, what does it really take? What's the stuff that we don't see, that the average person is not thinking about? This entrepreneur that want to be like Drowsy Production, and you think you want this, but you don't know about what's that?
You speaking to my ears, man. Y'all can't see it, but I got chills because it's real. Like, This is what I live, breathe, eat, sleep. Like, what you talking, man? And it's no matter what you passionate about, no matter what it is, like I said before, you keep breaking through the barrier. No matter what it is, you keep learning, you keep educating yourself, you keep going. If you want to make money, make your money work harder than you do. If you want to be a sports athlete, work hard every single day, even when you want a day off. Keep going. Just don't stop. If you want something in life, it's going to take time, effort. And what that consisted for me was I was on YouTube for 10, 12, 15 hours a day learning. I was out there on the street shooting for free. I was out there doing anything to get any exposure, anything, any type of payment. It was no longer about money and this and that. That's what so many people I feel like get caught up when starting to be an entrepreneur. I don't got enough money for the bills. I ain't got enough money for this. So set yourself up for success. Save up enough money for 6 to 12 months so that you don't got to worry about that. And you just worry about the hustle, the pride, the continuous grind. And then God's going to put you in the situation that you ain't worried about money no more, so that when it comes time and it's 6 months in and you're like, man, I'm almost broke. That time's coming. What's going on? God going to bless you with something. He going to just put something underneath the table without you even knowing. And you're going to be like, wow, it's my first actual check that I just made. This is my first actual money that I made. It's because you was patient. You took time. You grinded. You went through the levels and you believed in yourself. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't believe in themselves, bro. Like, they got so much stuff going on outside in their life. It's like, you need that time to yourself. You need to take that breather for yourself. You need to do this for yourself. And then God starts giving to you in abundance. You don't even got to ask. You just put it out there in your mind and your meditation, and everything else falls into place, no matter what it is. And it's crazy, bro. It's literally crazy.
Do you feel like success is something that you should just get quick, or it's like that slow grind, that slow cook up meal?
Let me tell you this. Anybody that gets successful quick does not last. Why? Because if you give I would say 90 to 95% 18-year-olds, you give them 10 G's. You're 18, here's 10 G's. Go do something with it. By the time they are 20, they're broke. Nothing to show for it. Because they didn't go through the process to get to 10. They didn't go through the process of knowing how it is to be broke. They didn't go through the process of learning to what the steps are. If you give anybody anything, they don't know what to do with it, bro. The first time I inherited a good amount of money, I jacked it all off. I didn't know what to do with it. Nobody ever taught me about stocks, none of that. When I did go into stocks, a financial advisor took advantage of me, took like 3, 4, 5 G's in less than 6 months. And I was just like, what is going on, bro? Like, everything was just going down. And I'm just like, I had money, I had this, I had that. But why did I not stay with it? Why? Because you didn't fall in love with the process. You gotta fall in love with the process of no matter what you're doing. And if you get it overnight, boy, you better be prepared, because preparation is the key for anything.
So you telling me these Instagram, Facebook, YouTube ads are like, yo, if you want to make $100,000, like you saying, more than likely that type of stuff is a scam.
Bro, if it's too good to be true, if it sounds too good to be true, 95% of the time, it is too good to be true. And that's what my mom told me too when I was young. She said, if it sounds too good to be true, most likely it is too good to be true. And it is, bro. You gotta go through trial and error to learn. If you don't fall in love with the trial and error and learn how to maneuver through the trial and error, life's gonna be rough, and you just an employee, bro.
But the person watching this is like, dog, it's hard. I can't figure this out, dog. Like, I understand everything that you talking about, dog, but I don't know how to get there, dog.
So let me tell you this. I didn't believe in meditation, bro. Like, I didn't think it was real. And when I didn't think it was real, that's when I had those thoughts of, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I know how to do it, but so it's kind of like you're looking over the hill, but you can't get over the hill. And it's like, okay, I know what I gotta do. I know how to do it, but I just uncertain or this and that. And there's just so many stipulations in life. Once you meditate and calm yourself and align your mind, body, and spirit, there is no more I can't. There is no more doubt. There is no more what if. It's just action. Let's go. What's next? What's next?
You know, sometimes when you just, you know, taking those steps, you know, sometimes you can make a mistake, and a lot of times we get hung up on those mistakes, and we let those mistakes hinder us, and we just say, okay, I'm gonna just fall back. So how do you maneuver that when you make a mistake, not getting caught up on that from preventing you from getting to that next?
Man, bro, I'm glad you said that. It's crazy. You got a good mind, bro, because I was thinking about that on the way here. That's crazy. I wanted to mention that. But you got to fall in love with the losses, bro. And I know it's the hardest thing to do. Once you are okay with taking a loss and not let it physically, emotionally hurt you, which is the hardest thing in the world. Let me tell you this. Biggest loss I ever took was in California. First time I ever went to California. Tried changing my life to music, and this is when I thought I knew what I wanted to do. I thought wanted to do music. So I invested a lot of money into my music, and I wanted to go do something in Cali. I wanted to do something big, and I wanted to get my name out there quick. So I invested a lot of money, took the biggest L I ever took in my life, put me in depression for about 3 to 6 months. I was in the biggest mope. I'm just like, man, bro, like, I just lost X amount of dollars, and I'm sick to my stomach. Couldn't eat, couldn't do nothing. I'd be on the bed 24 hours. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do nothing. And the moment that I actually got up, did something, and started feeling better about myself, then I started meditating upon it, and God said, basically, you know, that was a lesson for you to take emotions out of money. Money is emotionless. Once you become emotionless with money, money appears out of thin air. And once I put that into my mind and accepted anybody or anything that I've taken a loss from, and just said, man, it was just a lesson. I just had to learn it. And whether that be lawyers taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from me, whether that be stockbroker taking thousands of dollars from me while I was 18 years old, these are all lessons, so that when I get the 150, 250, 350,000, I ain't taking no more L's. It's all in paper. It's all in this. It's all legit. I ain't going through that again. I took these steps down here so that when I'm up here, I ain't taking it again.
So when you a boss and you actually had your paperwork in order, what could have been a loss if you was in the streets don't necessarily mean that in the business world.
Big facts. And with that being said, I want to just let y'all know, like, legal advice is something you have to go to a lawyer for. Whether it be the smallest investment or the biggest investment, no matter what you're doing with your money, get it checked over by a lawyer. Don't just do a little paper signature and have them sign, and I got video on this, because it doesn't stand up in court. And I learned that the hard way. So let me tell y'all, hire a lawyer. Make sure the business world is dirtier than the streets, because they want thousands. They don't want just a couple hundred. They want G's. They gonna make it worth their time, their money. They'll even give you money to make you seem like it's cool, because they ain't worried about it. They already got the manipulation plan in effect. So they just reeling you in. And if you cover yourself, you ain't got to worry about a loss. God gonna do the rest.
Why is it important to build a team? And if you are going to build a team, what are some of the essential people that you need to make your organization run?
So first and foremost, you have to have a CPA. Somebody to handle your money, give you money advice, let you know the do's and don'ts of write-offs and what to do with your money. That's one of the biggest ones, because I ain't got time to read the IRS tax books. If somebody else does, I'm going to pay that person officially. Secondly, attorneys, LegalZoom. We got so much access to attorneys now that, like, it's not like it was back in the day where I got to put a down payment on a lawyer just in case like something happened, and then retention and all that other stuff. Like nowadays we got online, bro, so we can hire a freelance lawyer to give us some advice and lead us in the right direction. And who knows, that might lead to another person he knows that he does something else to benefit you. And building this team, it doesn't come overnight, but I'll tell you, reading people and reading true intentions, that's how you pick the right team for you. Because if they ain't vibing with you off jump, if they ain't got the same end goal and the same mindset that you do, it's not going to work out, which it doesn't always. But, you know, you got to be able to read people and just know what's your best interest. So along the way, you just got to cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure that person's looking out for your best interest as much as you are for them.
So it seems like that can be the same, that can be true in regards to friendships and the people that you have on a regular basis. I had to cut a lot of people off, you know, and detach myself from them because the relationship, it isn't beneficial.
Yeah.
It just isn't. Sometimes relationship, I don't like one-sided relationships. I don't like to be involved with people where it only just benefits you. If I'm gonna be in a relationship with somebody and that's whatever, it don't matter. It's gotta benefit both parties, and if it's not benefiting both parties, then it's so.
It is what it is. You got to cut them ties. And the craziest thing is sometimes it's your best friend. You guys been growing together for so long that you guys grew into these bad habits. And if they're not willing to change while you're trying to change, sometimes it gets stagnant and you get tired of keep pulling them up. And it's like, I just got to go, bro. I got to do what's best for me. And then that's when other people start coming into your life that really are benefiting you, that really are giving you pointers, that really are keeping you pushing. You don't want to be the richest one in your circle. You don't want to be the smartest one in your circle. You should always have something to feed off of back and forth. And that's why we connect so well, is because there's so much stuff I don't know that you do, and vice versa. There's so much stuff you know that I don't know. And I'm like, we just bounce back and forth, bro. And it's just like, that's the way every relationship should be. And that's how you have, I say, certain people have a market cap in their head. They only can fathom and understand so much. They really can't understand a lot. And which is cool, but there's a time and a place. Like whether if you're going to help me with something, cool. If we're going to help each other with something, cool. But I'm not going to put you in my presence if we're not benefiting, both of us. We should both be mind-bending each other so that we can do something different, elevate our minds. And if you can't do that for me, then I'm sorry. I gotta move on, bro. And it sucks, but we gotta do it as just people that want to grow.
In order to be successful and to get to where we trying to go, we have to get used to being uncomfortable.
Facts.
So with going back, what were some of the things that you remember that you had to do to cut out, stop in order to be who you are? Like for instance, it may have been, man, I had to start going to sleep at 7 o'clock versus at 10 o'clock. I had to, you know, stop drinking on Monday and just have it on. What was it that you had to change about Rudy to become Rodriguez Production?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I honestly, literally had to change my whole life. It's exactly like you said. You gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable. I didn't like to read. I read now more than I ever have. I never really got a full night's sleep because I was always anxious and worried about life. My mind would be running 24/7. Started meditating get the best sleep of my life, and be ready to go in the morning. Never used to drink coffee. Now I'm a morning person. Give me some coffee in the morning, I'm ready to go. It's just these things that I never used to eat healthy. Now, after I eat, if I don't eat healthy, my body's telling me like, bro, whatever you just had, that's putting you down, bro. Don't do that again. So anything that's bringing my body down in any sort of way, whether it be a person, somebody's energy, food, anything, if it makes my body feel sluggish and down, that's my body telling me that it's not right for you. And you need to do something different about it. If not, I'm going to do something different about it. And so that's why I never get sick. I never really, it's just because I read my body. I know what's going on. So I had to cut out the fast food, had to cut out just chilling with the homies all the time and not doing nothing. And now everybody thinks that, man, you're progressing, you're going crazy. It's that I just didn't stop. I can't stop. Now that I started again, I'm ready to go crazy. It's literally like addicting. I gotta keep going. That's the difference, bro. I had to literally change my whole life. Everything that I once hated, I love now.
You say you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. But sometimes it's hard to keep going. You
Facts.
know, I was on social media the other day and I seen this videographer post something about depression. And how do you think how does depression depression is I don't think I deal with depression, maybe anxiety, maybe. I don't know if I would say I deal with depression, but
I deal with both. And I would tell you they are the hardest thing to overcome. But once you do and understand your body, you can deflect it just like anything else. So I would say 2-3 days ago, I didn't work out for a few days. I didn't work for a few days. My girl's mom was sick and stuff was just happening where I had to be home with my daughter and stuff. So it kind of put me in like a funk because I gotta create all the time. If not, I don't feel evolved. I don't feel pleasured. I don't feel down. I gotta create. So the next day I went to boxing class and I just gave it my all, and it was a sucky class. I sucked because my mind was so flustered. It was just a horrible day and horrible week, and it was just like I sucked. But I got up, went to boxing class, worked out like crazy, beat my own ass, and I literally sucked and it was frustrating me, but I still kept going. So then the next day I wake up and I'm like, man, I'm sore. I feel better though. Let me get back to the grind. And I could just feel the depression lifting off of me. And it's like, you have to find the alternative to everything that's negative. So if it's anxiety, what's going to help you with that anxiety? Whether it be CBD, sometimes medications for some people. I don't recommend medications. Exercise is what helps me. Or it be depression. Depression is very mentally scarce. And my mother deals with very, very high depression and bipolarness. And it got put onto me, not even knowing when I was young. And that's probably the biggest battle that I had to overcome was depression. But now that I overcame it by working out, eating healthy, drinking water, just doing what you're supposed to do, meditating, I know when depression's coming. I can feel it on me, and I could just, I know it's here, but I'm going to take it off. I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. Go through another day, go through another process, go learn something, go hit the punching bag, go let some of these endorphins out so that I feel better.
First off, congratulations, because I know you recently just got engaged.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So with that being said, and then you have a young daughter, how do you balance, your family life? Because I mean, like when we went out of town, we was gone for like a week, and then as soon as you got back, you was gone for something else. And so it's like, how do you balance like all of that? Like, how do you keep your woman happy?
So I would say a lot of it is we're connected and bonded very strong. We've been together for 15 years and we've been through everything together. So we read each other very well. And, you know, when I have to pick up the slack for something, I could tell I have to do it. And vice versa. She can tell when she has to. So first of all, I want to shout out to her. Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate you because we connect so well and it's so versatile. Like, you need that structure. You need that communication. You need that stimulation. And it's hard to balance all of those things. It really is. But you have to focus on the happiness, the kids, what brings you guys together, what makes you guys internally really happy. And like, when it's you and her time, cut out the world. You gotta, it's just you and her. When it's work time, she knows that you in grind mode and doing what you gotta do. And it's like, we connect and adapt so well because, okay, I may be gone for 2-3 weeks, but she knows the week or two prior to that, I'm gonna give her all my undivided attention. I'm gonna try to be with her as much as I possibly can while still trying to work and maneuver, still try to be with my daughter. Thank God I'm an entrepreneur. So when I'm working downstairs, my daughter can be down there with me. She can be playing and doing her thing. And then we go upstairs for 20-30 minutes, play, go back downstairs, do the thing. So it's all about balance. It's not all going to be done at the same time. It's not all going to be done the way you want it to be done, or her. And it's just, you guys got to be able to cope and maneuver and understand each other. And the biggest thing is communication. I could tell my girl anything, whether it make her mad, whether it be something that's not right, whether it be something that's just a childhood terror that fucked me up while I was a kid, and it's just replaying in my head. And to be able to communicate with someone like that and not get judged, it's probably the biggest blessing I could ever say I had. Everybody judges you in some sort of way, and they say they don't, or they say they try to put you in their self shoes or whatever, but are they really looking out for your best intention? Are they really looking out from your point of angle, from your view? And some things we don't have control of, whether it be as simple as a beautiful woman walking right next to me while my woman's holding my hand. If I look, she's going to look too, and then we're going to talk about it and then laugh about it. Instead of me looking, she looks at me, and then we get mad about it, and then we both arguing about the situation. Mm-hmm. There is no reason. We rarely ever argue. We don't argue in front of the kid ever. And it's just like, communication is key. You got to break those barriers. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to do things that you're not used to doing. And it's like, sometimes I'm too honest. I be telling my girl things that people are like, how the hell do you tell her that? And it's just because that's what we accustomed to. She's used to me telling her some off the wall shit and her just guiding me through it, telling me her intuition about how she feels with it. And whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, I just go off of that. If she don't like it, then I'm like, hey, her intuition is stronger than mine, and so I'm going off of what she's saying. So, it's just bouncing back and forth. What is she good at that's going to benefit you, and what are you good at that's going to benefit her? I'm good at hustling and grinding and putting in the work. She's good at organizing, making sure everything's put together, beautiful, and on time. And we maneuver back and forth to make that work.
It's a lot of work in order to be where you're at in life. Would you say it was worth it?
Man, bro, it's more than worth it, bro. It sucks because you work 24/7. You literally work all day, every day. But you don't have, me not having a boss and me doing all the things that I've wanted to do in life and not having to ask someone and just doing them is the biggest blessing in the world. I ain't got to ask to go on break. I ain't got to ask to go on vacation. I ain't got to do all this extra stuff and jump through hurdles to enjoy my life. And God did these things because he wants you to control your emotions, body, and spirit at the beginning. And then once you do those things, all those hard things, whether it be working out, changing your diet, all these things, sleeping regimen, all that, he starts aligning things for you. And things start happening so easy. And people are like, how the hell did he do that? And it's just like, I've already done the hard part. That's done and past. So now I'm just reaping what God got for me. I'm reaping what I sow. And it's just like, now I wake up with a smile. Now I wake up with no worries and go to bed with no worries. And I can say for years, just being in the hood, you got worries going to sleep. You don't even want to be in the hood. But it's just like, I know that anything that comes my way is going to get deflected because God got my back. And I know that because I put myself in that situation, you know. And it's bittersweet, bro. It's beautiful. I love it. I literally can say I'm at the happiest point of my life.
If you could only attribute one book that you read, or that if you could only attribute one book to your success, what would that book be?
Think and Grow Rich. Go get it right now. I'm not playing. Think and Grow Rich. I gave this, when I first read the book, okay, it took me about 3 months to read this book because I hated reading. Read 2-3 pages at a time. Didn't even really understand the whole book. And so then I was like, you know what? I went through the book. It was a good book. Let me reread it. Reread it, started understanding it more, and took me, I don't know, month, 2 months. And just because I wasn't an avid reader. And so then I'm like, man, that's a really good book. It's an eye opener. It really like deep dives about things that I really felt and were passionate about and didn't know how to say or orchestrate, and it just breaks them down so perfectly. And I think Napoleon Hill is the author, by the way. Y'all gotta go get it on Amazon. But I got the book, finished reading it. After I really broke it down, it was blowing my mind left and right. Went to Barnes & Noble, bought like 20 or 30 of them, and handed them to anybody that I felt like had potential or really would take this book and understand it and apply it to their life. Once I start my corporation to where I'm hiring people, you must read this book to get hired. Like, it's a have to. And if you don't like the book, then it's probably not meant for us, because this book is freaking phenomenal. It literally changed my life, bro. Changed the way I thought, changed the way I just put things together. And it just opened a lot of doors where I wasn't sure of and didn't know.
So after you read the book, is that when you started getting into like real estate and stocks?
No, I was into that before, but I took so many losses and I didn't know a lot. So I thought if you had money, people say if you got money, you can make money, but you got to have experience and knowledge behind that money. You can't just give it to any Joe Schmo, say, hey, put in some stocks for me and let it run up. It takes trial and error just like anything else. So when people ask for advice with stocks, I'll be like, bro, I could sit with you for 2 months and tell you everything I know, but it's going to take you trial and error to understand what's your strategy, what's your niche, and what you like to do in stocks. What's good for you isn't always good for me. And so with that being said, like, I read the book and it helped me understand, cut out the middleman, like cut out the person that's doing the stocks for you, cut out the middleman making t-shirts. Do anything in your power to learn whatever it is that you're trying to do to the best potential that you can, so that when you go to that person or that attorney or this and that, you don't look like a sitting duck and they can just take advantage of you. You want to know what you're talking about. You want to know some experience. You want to know the knowledge, the variables, and the verbiage that they're using. And that's what makes a difference from a lot of people, is because when I was 18 and getting told that I was going to inherit some money, and they were talking about estates and this and that and insurance and all this, and I didn't know any of these words. I was 18 years old. I didn't know what an estate was. I didn't know what any of this was. But my lawyer knew that. So she took hundreds of thousands of dollars from me. And it's cool. God bless me. You know, he let me realize it and learn. And that was just a stepping stone. Now I'll never go through that again. Never let that happen again. So like, it helped me elevate on stocks. It helped me elevate on learning, helped me elevate on reading, because like, once you start falling in love with what you really hate, you start elevating and learning off of it and growing faster and more. Like, man, I used to hate to read, bro. And now I just, what's the next book that I could just...
Right. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where is Rudy Rodriguez Production, Drowsy, going to be at in the next 5 years?
So we all got plans, we all got hopes, and we all got situations that happen in life. And, you know, my plans are big and my hopes and everything are even bigger. But I plan very strategically, and I try to make things so that if something does go wrong, I got a backup plan. And with that backup plan, most likely the backup plan won't fail because it's a damn good backup plan. So what I plan on doing is, you know, I want to buy a house in Michigan. I want to be 100% self-efficient. I mean, I want to have a studio to where it's a pool barn. People can pull up their car. We can do whatever. We're going to be in the field. We can do whatever. We're going to have endless opportunities. And it's going to be something that I'm eligible to give to my brothers, give to my fellow people that been messing with me along the way, and just to be able to grow everything organically in my own household, in my own facility. I want to be my own ecosystem. I want to own everything around me. I want to start renting property. I already own a home, so that's already in the works of getting rented out. And it's just like self-sufficient. I want to grow my food. I want to not have to rely on no man for anything, so that when the next COVID hit, the next depression hit, next whatever hit, I'm ready. My baskets are ready. I've been putting cash aside, and I'm ready to invest and go crazy, because I know when the next recession hits, I'm going to become a millionaire. And it is what it is. The most millionaires are born through a recession. And I started investing through the first recession that I ever encountered was COVID, and doubled my money in 10 months. This year I doubled my money in 11 months. Didn't go as aggressively because the market was a little crazy, but it helped me with that learning curve of being self-sufficient, making money on my phone, eating healthy, doing different things. When you start doing these things and generating for yourself, you don't want nobody else to do nothing for you.
If you could go back in time and tell the old you something to keep him encouraged for what's ahead, what would you have said or say?
I would tell myself two things, and I would have to say, first, you gotta meditate, bro. You gotta ease your mind. My mind was everywhere being young, and it was crucial to me because I was spending money, I was doing things, wanting to go out and travel, and trying to do too much, trying to make things happen. And when you do that, you get caught up, flustered, and things start collapsing, and you don't know what to do. Life's in a gamble, and things are just in the air. Once I really meditated and brought that into my life, the chaos is no longer. And then secondly, I would say, no matter what situation you're going through, never stop grinding. Just fall in love with the process and grind. Because eventually, somebody's going to see it. They're going to reach out to you, and you guys are going to be able to bless each other and do whatever the hell you want to do in life. That's how Boosie came along. Let me tell y'all that.
Man, you brought up the Boosie. Well, we can't. So, all right. So, how did the Boosie situation come about?
So, at the time I was doing music, one of my homies goes, "Hey, bro, my homeboy knows Boosie. He's like this with Boosie. He's one of his managers, this and that. I can get you a feature." And I'm like, "Man, how much, bro?" He's like, $10K. I'm like, $10K? I was like, man, I just took this big old L trying to invest in Cali. If I didn't, I would have invested in Boosie. I swear I would have. And I was just like, man, right now is just not the time. He's like, all right. He just kept seeing that I was doing music and stuff like that. One day he brings this dude over. Craziest shit in my life. He's calling me, hey, bro, I'm outside. I'm like, bro, I'm not even home. What's going on? He's like, bro, I got old boy here. I'm like, bro, you coming to people in my house? Like, you're tripping, bro. Bro, you're tripping, bro. Ain't nobody there. You're tripping. Like, he's like, bro, just come here. I got you. I'm like, all right. My girl calls me, hey, you know, there's like 4 or 5 motherfuckers here at the house. What's going on? This and that. I'm like, this dude's got me messed up. So me being from the streets, I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and cross my T's, dot my I's, and make sure everything's in according to play just in case something happens. So then I go to the crib and do my thing, and then I'm like, what's up, man? What's up, y'all? What's up? And he's like, man, bro, you know, I heard you wanted to do some music and stuff. These dudes come 5, 6 deep. And I'm just like, man, this seems sketchy as hell, man. And I'm just like, he's like, you really trying to spend some bread? You trying to do this feature? And I'm like, how much? And he's let me call Boosie and ask him. Calls Boosie. Boosie's on FaceTime and stuff. I'm like, damn, bro, really? It's connected. Okay. So, because a lot of people talk. A lot of people don't really do actions like that. So I was just like, all right, you're a real one. Then 2-3 months down the line, bro, stopped doing music and started doing photography. And the guy that came to my crib, we would talk here and there, a little bit here and there, but he seen that I started doing photos and photography, and he was like, I'm bringing Boosie up north to Michigan. My photographer fell out. All I got is a video, man. Would you like to come do photos? And he's like, but I gotta tell you, I'm probably not gonna pay you much. And I'm like, man, at the time, I'm like, Boosie, photos, I'm in there. I fuck with Boosie. So I went, called my homeboy, I was like, hey, bro, I need you to draw me up a Boosie picture. And craziest artist I know, 2B Artistic. That's my boy, 2B Artistic. Go look at him. His work is fire. And he drew up a picture of Boosie, and I went, took pictures, gave Boosie the picture, and he was like, man, this is cold, bro. Like, really fucked with the art. And come to find out, he put it in his kitchen. So I was like, man, that's super dope, you know, super geek. Got to meet him, took some pictures for him. At the time, my pictures were trash, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I look at the pictures now, and I'm like, they alright, but they ain't what they should be. And it was just a big learning curve, bro. Everything that could have happened that night did happen. Broke a lens, broke 2 SD cards, and the last SD card I had was like 16 gigabytes, so it got full super quick. Bro, it was crazy. Like, I'm out here rushing, trying to do all this stuff. Was not prepared, this and that. Luckily, Gene's camera store looked down and was like, hey, bro, you need this 50 millimeter if you're going to go do a shoot. And I'm like, all right, F it, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. That was my backup lens, and I ended up using that the whole time. And thank God everything went the way it did, because then, you know, I got to use that as my portfolio, build some momentum and stuff like that. And then about 6 to 12 months later, dude calls me back. We've been messing with each other at this time, so like, he's like my brother now. Like, I'd do anything for this dude. He's super cool dude. He's like, hey, bro, calls me on my birthday and goes, hey, I think I'm gonna have you cover the Boosie Bash. He goes, He goes, I haven't gotten full confirmation or what's going on, full details, but I want you to go to the Boosie Bash. It's my birthday. I'm geeked. I'm like, what? No. But again, I don't go off of people's words. So I'm like, man, that'd be so dope. I just tell my girl, don't tell nobody else really, because I'm like, man, that might happen, it might not. I don't know. He told me it might not. So then he calls me like, so we go to Atlanta, and like 3 or 4 days before we go to Atlanta, he calls me and he's like, hey, bro, I got you in the Boosie Bash. You're going to be covering the Boosie Bash. I got you on some bread, this and that. We're going to be staying in this hotel. And I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, bro, you covering it. So then I go, and bro, it was just like, I could tell I was just at the right place at the right time, bro. Like, I was meeting the right people, doing the right things. People were falling in love with my photos, networking, going crazy. And then I finally knew it was it, because there's 5, 6 other videographers, photographers, man, and When Boosie was on stage, everybody's up there. He goes like this, pointing straight at me. Bam. And everybody else gleams in on me in 3, 2, 1. Pow. Get it. And I'm just like, dang, that made me feel like, you know, there's 5, 6 other videographers, photographers here. And this man pointed at me, you know, and I was just like, you know, I was ready. You know, what's up? Let's go. So then I was just like him passing me the ball, bro. And when he passed the ball, I was ready. You know, boom, let's go. So then did the work, did all that stuff, sent it to him. And there was a whole bunch of artists and stuff that got back to me, and they ended up doing their things with it. And then Boosie, the manager that originally hired me, calls me. He's like, hey, bro, go on Boosie's page. I'm like, bet, what's up? Go on there. He's like, just go on there real quick. Go on there, check it out. Boosie posted my picture. And I'm like, what? This is crazy, bro. Like, people start inboxing me and stuff, and then picture got over like 100,000 likes and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. So then one thing led to another, bro, and just good business after good business, and good people lead to good people, bro. That's all I do. So blessings, bro. Blessings.